wet.
Right.
In a way, it does. Yeah, trying to get in and out of a door that sticks can be a real problem. Never fear. Coming up next, we're going to show you how, with a hammer or a 2x4, there's a way to deal with those darn doors.
We don't get the movement that we're looking for.
79 muggy degrees as you look over Troy, Michigan. 8:48 this morning. Devin Skillion along with George Siegel. Doors are meant to open and shut, but if they don't, George is going to look at how to deal with that sticky situation.
That's right, and you're going to be pleased to know that in many cases this is a problem that's correctable. All you need to do is to follow the advice of our around-the-house expert, Dale Cranston, who tells us the problem doesn't come from what we might think.
It's not the door, it's the jam, okay? It's the jam that's been giving us trouble. Because of settling from the house, the jams tend to move in here or there, or the door comes loose a little bit from the jam, and this jam starts to sag. That's why a lot of the doors are sticking.
Summer in particular brings out the difficult doors. Some improve during the winter, many don't.
The first thing we do is take our razor knife. And what we want to do is break the paint seal right here between the casing and the jam, because we know that this jam is going to be moving, and it's going to crack any paint that we got in there.
Loosen the paint in places that will move. Then take a 2x4 and a hammer and whack away. You may have to hammer in a few different places.
Now, sometimes, if we don't get the movement that we're looking for on the, it's moving a little bit. And what's happening is, sometimes when we're hitting it with a hammer, it's just bouncing back.
Now you need some flathead screws. Dale put a screw in at the top of the door jamb and one at the bottom.
Okay, that's going to get us a little closer now. See, it's getting closer. You can see that moving the jam is starting to solve it.
A couple more strategic whacks with the hammer and the problem is solved.
There you go. 75 bucks. That's the going rate right there.
Now, it is possible to mess this job up a bit if you don't loosen up the paint and if you whack the jam too hard.
Give it a good smack. Oops. Good smack now, see? That was real loose.
Now you have another problem.
That's right.
Now we have a cracked door jamb, but it's easier to fix than you might think. If you don't keep many supplies around the house, a trip to the hardware store might be needed for caulk and screws.
See, this is the part that when the wife is yelling at you, hey, you know, you fix the door, now it's all split up, that's no good. Well, hey, we're going to caulk this thing up, and we're going to get it acceptable.
But after a little patchwork,
we paint it after that.
Like new.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, turn the lights out and, you know, I mean, have a regular day, you're not going to notice stuff like that. But do you know what you notice? Door don't stick anymore.
Pretty impressive. You got a couple of doors that were looked like they would never close to close easily. Now, having a house that works well takes a little work, but after all, isn't that what homeownership is all about?
Is that what it's about? I keep forgetting.
That's what I've heard.
I think it's like George Carlin says, homeownership is basically about having a place to put your stuff.
Yeah, because it's a lot of work. But
so much
this
stuff.
Little tip can really make you close doors a lot easier.
$150 worth of door work that we saw there for two
For
doors,
free.
I'm assuming.
Unfortunately,